Hey friends, it's Carrington here from Firm Foundation Family Services. Hey, I wanted to share with you some observations I've made just in the last few days, at the end of last week, early this week, meeting with clients after I was out of the office for a couple weeks. I was gone for some summer out of office time, and when I've come back, some of the couples that I've been meeting with who have been in fairly high conflict marriages. It's been really interesting to see that after a little bit longer hiatus between sessions, to come back and recognize that there seems to be a new kind of quietness to their relationship. There's a new kind of, even can I say peace? I mean, clients have reported, a couple of these clients have really reported that, we've had a good few weeks, not a lot of conflict. Now, that doesn't mean that everything has been solved, but it's got me reflecting on the importance of space and time when it comes to sorting through difficult conflict issues in a marriage. That sometimes taking a break is really important. Now, I want to distinguish that from, well, first of all, when I say taking a break, I'm not talking about separation, like separating in the home or moving out of the home. I'm not talking about anything formal. I just mean sometimes we need to lay off the hard conversations. Sometimes we need to hold our tongue when we're tempted to talk again about the thing that's bothering us. What I see often when couples get into this sort of routine of marital work on, say, like a weekly basis, we're meeting with some frequency because a lot's going on. It's almost like we steel ourselves for these really difficult conversations, and we build up. Okay, now is the time. Now is the season, or now is the time when we're working on this. And so, whatever I feel, I need to bring it to light, and whatever I think, I need to share it with you because that's what we do, and that's what healthy relationships do. And I just sometimes it can be pretty intense. I know plenty of clients who share. That a counseling session in and of itself can be an exhausting affair, right? Like we don't do things, we don't plan on doing things much after a session because I'm spent. And I just have been thinking about how important it is to remember that we're finite and we need rest. And that sometimes rest and a respite is exactly what a relationship needs too. Again, I'm not talking about formal separation. I'm just talking about going easy, right? That when your spouse does something to poke you or irritate you or trigger you, you don't have to respond every time. You don't have to say how that bothered you or how that landed with you. Now, in a healthy relationship, at some point, you need to say sometimes. So again, we're not talking about extremes, but I found myself noting that there is value in downtime. We're created for downtime, all the way going back to the creation story, and God built downtime into our weekly routine. In his establishment of the Sabbath, he says, look, we are created to work, and we also need rest, and rest is valuable. Rest is it's not optional if we're to thrive. So if that can be useful to you, sit with it. Take it with you if you're in a difficult season of your marriage, or if you're just trying to have a healthier, say, approach to conflict in your marriage. Consider how holding your tongue or sitting on something for 24 hours, if something irks you or hits you the wrong way, and 24 hours later it's still nagging at you, well, maybe that needs a conversation. But a lot of the times, I think 24 hours later, the thing, you don't even remember what it was. And maybe that's part of God's grace to us, and how we can extend grace to our spouse and say, I don't need to nitpick everything. I'm gonna choose to let some things slide or go. Even if there are recurring issues that do need to be addressed, maybe not every instance of it needs to be addressed. And just see how a little bit of downtime, a little bit of space in the conversation, in the room, might allow for a new kind of perspective to settle in. So it's just some food for thought to take with you. I hope it's useful, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye bye.